Welcome, guys. Let's start the weekly Zoom as usually. No, not exactly. We're gonna start with an indicator this time, and I'm gonna show you the AZ on the gold chart. Actually, for a while, I'm gonna delete everything or just hide everything. It's better. So, what are we looking for? Is actually right now I am on a daily chart and the time frame on the AZ is monthly. It represents the opening of the month. So as you see right here. So right here, this is the 1st of September of 23. So as you see, here was the opening. And the price went down, tested back on the opening, and here is the end of the month. So this is a closing price. And you see a box, kind of like a box from the AZ, which is moving with the direction from the opening to the closing price, and it's gonna place on the exact same level as the difference between the opening and the closing. Right, so this is what are we looking for. You can use multiple time frames. So let's say, as for example, you are on daily chart, but you want to see the yearly. So this is a whole year, which is starting here. As you see, there's a very little difference between the two, because the opening price was here and almost ended up the same spot actually. But what you could see right here on yearly basis, it goes up, comes back to the opening price, and it bounces from the opening price, and once again it goes back to the opening price and bounces from the opening price. Okay, so you can use this on higher time frames. You can use this on smaller time frames. I think something that's missing from trading from a lot of the students is not seeing and calculating for the closing and opening price of an higher time frame candle, which plays a big role when you are trading. Okay, we can see the opening price as a support or a resistance as well. And this is a pattern which comes back very often, like it goes down, it goes back to the opening price, and after that it goes back down. Okay, there are some points when the box is breaking out, then we should expect a bigger movement. But I'm gonna show you on smaller time frames. Like let's say we going to 1 hour, or yes, let's see 1 hour. But we're gonna choose for the daily. As you see, there is not enough data. We can use this, but it's just not enough for 24 candles. It's adding up, it's not much. But when you use, for example, 50 minutes and it stays on the daily, then you see you have enough data to make a conclusion what is about to happen in the market. And like here, when the zone is breaking out, we should expect something big. Something big is about to happen, because that's an average price what the market is actually doing, and something like this you don't gonna see very often. Okay, like here was a bit of out, not big deal, but after that it went back smoothly. So every box is representing a day actually, and you seeing on 15 minutes where is the opening price of the daily candle. And as you know, the bigger time frame is always dominating the market. So For example, here is opening price, and you see directly the price starting to rise. Okay, and it goes, everything stays in line, everything stays in green, or in this case green, or otherwise red. And then okay, the daily candle is just going up like crazy. And then you see what's happening here, another opening price, and the daily candle is opening bearish. So in this case, you're gonna look for the bears and the bear signals right there. So I think this is something that you can make an easier decision on what you should trade on, what is your direction, what is the direction of the bigger candles. And with the ASI, it's I think it's easier to spot where you're standing in the market, or even if there is a retest or something to the daily opening price, you can see as an resistance or support zone, because it's a repeating pattern. You're gonna see it come back very often. Okay. Here is the price is just dancing around the opening price. Nothing really happens. But as you see, we are under the zero line, and it takes time, but after a while it just goes. And here is a perfect target on the bottom of this zone, because this is average price, what the price is moving in a certain base. Okay, here was also a bigger move to the downside, pull back to the opening price, and we went down from the opening price here. Same dancing, what you could see around the opening price, it goes down, and the next day starting a bit bullish, but you see there is almost no liquidity, and after that it goes down, make a retest, and it goes down, make a retest, and it goes down, because the daily is dominating. Okay, now let's see the smaller time frames for the day traders, because that's why I added the smaller time frames, like 15 minutes, which I can say you can use on 1 minute, but on 1 minute there is not enough data. Like if you want to use 1 minute, I would recommend to take the Harley can Horley AZ, because then you have 60 candles. 60 candles is enough for the data, and you will see the same thing on the smaller time frames as well. It breaks, it goes back, it goes down, it breaks, it goes back to the opening price, because the 1 hour is dominating what's happening on the 1 minute chart. And it's exactly the same when you're going to the 15 minutes, like on 15 seconds, and this is only available for the people who have premium trading view. But like you see here, by end of the day, you see how is the 50-minute chart is going up. This represents every 50-minute candles, and you see how it's just going up in one straight line. Okay, and then we got a break, we got a closing right there, but after that it just continues with opening, it goes further. So you may see now why is the opening and closing price is so important. Like here is the opening of the 15 minutes, like after that it goes down, and this is not a very huge move. Like it's 50 minutes, no, even less, 11 minutes, but it makes 38 pips. So those moves, of course, this was a liquid market after a big move, so it's not an average thing. But as you see, there is a lot of potential in this view of principle of the market. Okay, and same thing, what the price does at the opening price is just a key where to trade. Like here, the opening went to bear, goes back to the opening price, and after that you see a smooth move to the downside and everything turned red, and you see the signals right there. So but it's about the intention, what you want to make on the market. Like this is now 15 seconds compared on 15 minutes. So your trading should first place should took at least a 103 in 15 minutes means, okay, with a good entry can make that happen, and after that saying thank you, it's enough for me. Like here is the opening. Of course you're not gonna every time entry on an opening price, that's a fact, but even if you entry a place like this, so not directly at the opening but the next candle, when you see it moving a bit aggressively and you have another signals to confirm the setup, the move, then you just go for it and don't play for a long time, because it happens on a short term. So you have to know first what is your intention in the market. And on the 50 minutes, like if you're trading on 50 minutes, I would say definitely to use the daily AZ, because as you see on 50 minutes, you have enough data to make something what is about to happen on the daily chart based on the 50-minute candles. How is it moving? Where are we? We are under or above the opening price. How many hours left from this day? If it's you say okay, but daily is a bit too much, I can say you can use the 12-hour, okay, half day. It's I think it's still perfect, because here you have still enough data to see what is about to happen. Like here the opening price went down perfectly to the zone, went back up to the opening price, and new candle is opened up, went down, went back to the opening price and went down. And yeah, not a big move, but you can make money on that. So you have to know what is your intention in the market, what time frame you trade on, and then calculate it with the AZ. And all you have to do is changing the time frame, using bigger time frame of your intention, what you want to expect in the market, like weekly. When you go to the weekly, I think 50 minutes is um a bit too much. Okay, there is too many things what is here, what we can see here. But when you switch to 1 hour, or it's something different, okay? Because you it's just enough data to make a decision on the weekly chart based on 1 hour, what I want to trade. And like you saw on the other time frames, even on 15 seconds compared to 50 minutes, the opening price, the price goes up, the price goes back to the opening price, and it bounces, and it happening and repeating themselves, because that's also the power of the opening price, where the candle is opened. And for example, a weekly opening price should be a bigger factor, because it's happened on a bigger time frame, so it's going to be more powerful than what you can see on smaller time frames like 15 minutes. Okay, here you see the price is dancing. Don't it can make a decision like what's happening. Nothing is happening. Then you see a divergence from the opening price. It goes up, but after that the price goes back to the opening price and just shoot up. And this is the point where most of the traders gonna get liquidated from the trade, and then you see the bigger movement kicks in the market. Here almost the same thing. Okay, here we coming back to the opening price. Here we try to come back, but it's just not enough, and it just go down. Okay, of course there is not any situation is not clear. What we can see, the clear break and goes like here, goes first down, but you see there is nothing about to happen. You see a small divergence or zero line cross, something like that. You see the price is going up, but then you see a reverse divergence, and you see slowly the opening price is breaking. Then you have to ask the question, okay, what is here about to happen? If you're not entering right away on the opening price, you have to wait for these moves here. Okay, even for these moves, it comes back to the zero line. From the zero line, it goes smoothly down, as I can say, as expected. Okay, so here was news. Some divergences before structural divergence. It happens. Okay, but after that, no. What is the opening price, what the price is about to do, because after this big move what the price did, coming back to the opening price, but this was end of the week, a new opening started here. So you have to know your intention when you start trading. First of all, what are you expecting from the market? Because I sometimes see on 50 minutes, I don't know, like for example, I'm gonna make a stupid example. Um, like here. Okay. Oh, no, not this one. Let's say here. So I often see something like this, but this I have nothing to say, nothing to confirm. Okay, you see, the weekly price is opening, but take a look. The weekly price is opening, but as you see, there is a big gap. So where the price started is here. From the previous point is like a huge difference. Okay, it's not gonna happen in this way. And after you see, it just goes the same amount to the upside next week. So you see how the price is building up or how the price is building down in this case. Okay, here the right away the opening started very strongly because of the war in Israel, and it just started to go. It breaks out this zone, then you should know, okay, the price is currently going under for a while, but what I'm expecting from the market, it's going up like crazy. I'm not going to expect to make a huge move like this, because right now what we see, the structure is changed. Okay, I see if we have some like here, the price is here going to the downside. Here is something about to change, starting to go to the upside, and it goes to the upside until there is a change. Okay, but it's a progress. It needs time, so it's not gonna happen right away. Mostly we are talking about consolidations, impulses, after that consolidations and back impulses and stuff like this. So yes, it, you see it's building up, but it's not going anywhere. Like there is not building up on the weekly chart, it means, and just it thinks one and it breaks out. This is all. Then you know, okay, this is something serious. This is aggressively going to the downside. And which is also very interesting, this zone. You see how is this respected here? And then a new candle just opening up. And you see the weekly is opening bearish. Try to retest and it just goes down smoothly right away. Okay, so this is the AZ, which is actually an indicator which I created almost no more than 1 year ago, and I think not none of you have used the AZ in this way. And right now, as you know, I added multiple time frames, so you can fit it into your trading plan, into your perspective, what you are looking for. And this, I think this is gonna help and in the decision making. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got for this week. We're gonna start with the USD Canadian dollar. As you know, I already drawed on the USD Canadian dollar a possible scenario of a divergence, but the volume is rising, the volume is going up strongly. So this is not okay. We have a possibility for divergence, but we have no signals yet to confirm that. So that's the point when you say, okay, I'm gonna wait. But right now, as you see, is mostly a bullish movement, and right now the bears doesn't stand a chance. Like there's nothing to say, yeah, we are going for the bear side. Okay. Let's see on daily what we can see on the daily chart. Here was a potential divergence, or even no, it's about to break. With this, the volume is rising. This has a huge gap. So I would say let's see previous high first, and after that we can see and we can make a decision. And as you know, we are coming to the end of the month, and the monthly candle is just started. This divergence is just started. This is just started. So even if the price goes down, I would expect something like just a pullback and then a further move to the upside. Okay. And right now, even on daily and weekly, you see a bullish movement, but there is a chance for divergence. And like I said, it's not enough yet to confirm that we're gonna have here a reversal move, right? This is the USD CAD. Audi NZD made a huge move, and after that, I said here it could be the possible target, which is crashed, actually hit it, went back down. But here is also big volume. Like this is not the volume that says to us, I wanna go to the downside. Okay, we have a sell signal, right? We have here a huge gap between the two. There is no structural divergence. The structural divergence could form if the price opens up bearish Monday, so tomorrow, because there is a difference between the 2 points, and even the fact that this is on the same point. So this could make a structural divergence, but this is a high volume level right now. Okay. And this is going to the upside as well. So I would expect to go even a further move to the upside. And the weekly is everything is green. So based on weekly, I would say now the NZD is going up, and based on the monthly, everything is just turned green. So even on the monthly, I would say we are just going to the upside. Okay, after this big rejection. Then Euro CHF. The Euro CHF is starting on weekly. There is a potential divergence, which is not formed yet. Okay. It's not formed yet, but there is a potential in divergence. And this was my scenario of the last 2 weeks. I said the price is about to go one more down, and then you should see something reversal. But even we got this big candle, there is nothing to see on the destroyer yet. And the RMA is still not crossing. It's close to, but it's not crossing yet. And the VVV plus is still moving just a bit. There is a very low volume level. On the daily basis, it looks like this. Here was the zoom when I said it should go one more time down and then an up move. Here was also small divergence, which I was also talking about, which was not formed yet in the first in the start of the week. Okay, after this candle it was started, and it was a smooth continuation after that. Everything is crossed right there. So yeah, we could see a move from this. For the long-term picture, we need to confirm the divergence first. After that, we're gonna have a confirmation to go to the upside, but we should definitely wait for this move right there. Euro GBP didn't made a move. Actually, here was my target zone. Just going sideways actually, but as you see the monthly candle, it is just started something. As you see, this is a buy, and this is with a very low volume level above the zero line. So this could be also something potential. And here was a huge divergence also from a couple of weeks ago. But as you see this week, nothing really happened on the Euro GBP. And based on the bigger time frames, I would expect something like a continuation, something to the upside. Okay. Nothing changed here in the perspective. Then we have the DXY. And the DXY is very interesting in my opinion, because I gotta start with the monthly candle. The monthly candle is just turning green on every time frame. So of course we have 2 days left to confirm that. But as you see on weekly, you see a sell signal, you see a small of volume level, and you see a green Rema, but there is still a gap between the two. And as you're moving to a smaller time frame like daily, you see we are above the zero line. There is something happening right there, bouncing from the zero line. And here was also divergence and made a pullback. Right now, next week is crazy. So we're gonna have interest rates, we're gonna have NFP. I would say wait for the Monday, Tuesday, then we're gonna have more clear direction, because I think the interest rates should make dollar weaker actually, because I don't think they're gonna raise the interest rates. And after that, the NFP, I think it's not a certain thing yet, but I think it should make a bullish dollar. Okay, but this is too early to say because we don't have any confirmations yet. So this could be a possible scenario. But even if the price goes down, I would say on monthly candle for the next 2 weeks. Okay, the next 2 weeks it goes down, it touches some areas here, and after that it goes to the upside, because this is right now fully bullish. Okay, but you see there is something, the sideways market is not too sexy, but here we are above the zero line. I would say we can, I prefer more the bull side of the DXY right now actually, but it should be nice to see an correction from the XY. Then the CXY. The CXY also drawed here a scenario a couple of weeks ago, and I was expecting a divergence, which is made it clearly. Here is a divergence chance, something similar like USD CAD. But as you see on the rest of the indicators, nothing's showing us that this is a valid point right now. Okay, so we need something like a bull candle for confirming that scenario. Right now, there is just not enough. Everything goes to the downside. Here, daily, everything goes to the downside. Okay, so this is not something very sexy. On daily, there is also a chance for a divergence, but let's just go to the downside. So we need that confirmation first before we make a conclusion. Okay, the monthly price what we can see here on the monthly price, the price is moving to the downside. This is just started. This is just bounced. Like everything is in red, like the weekly, daily, monthly, everything is in red. So I wouldn't trade against that because there is a divergence. It's just not enough. Okay. Then we have the AXY. The AXY made a similar scenario. What we could see on the AXY went back to the zero line and bounced from the zero line. There is a red period started on every indicator. What I would like to see is something like a pullback, just a fast for 1 or 2 weeks. It will be the best scenario actually when it goes back to the trend line, and after that it goes to the downside. That will be for me the best scenario, most tradable, in my opinion. Okay, here we got the buy signal similar as we could see on the DXY, the sell signal, but here's still a gap between the two. Here still red. Okay, there is low volume, but I think this is possible in this case, that the price goes back up to the trend line and after that a down move. I think that's a possible scenario right there. Okay, on a daily basis, I see here an divergence, but I see here a possibility for a divergence. But here we are still under the zero line. But the REMA, how the REMA is moving right now, it more likely to say there is something more in it. Like even if it goes sideways, but there is something in the REMA that not showing us the price is about to go to the downside. So we had here a break, but yeah, you see that tiny little volume right there. It's not a confirmation yet. Okay. Then we have the EXY, and the EXY started something Friday, and I'm talking about this for weeks now. There is a huge structural divergence, right? There is no divergence on the destroyer, but it's on the low spot, right? On monthly basis, there is a chance for a divergence, and it's still under the zero line, but it's moving closely to the slow moving average. So as you see on daily, there is huge structural divergence right there and right there. So we are moving to the zero line, which makes a structured change. But on Tuesday, there will be interest rate of Japanese yen at 5 o'clock. And I'm gonna definitely wake up for that because this is pointing to something like Japan will raise the interest rate. And if they do, we can see a stronger Japanese yen for the coming months, actually. So I'm very excited about this, about the Japanese yen and the coming week, actually. Okay. On the daily basis, we see a green scenario. On weekly basis, 2 green, tiny volume, but structural divergence moving closely. So not like the other currencies here is, I think we have here a more clear picture. Okay. Then we have the BXY, and this is also interesting because as you see, DXY and AXY, they have the DXY sell, AXY buy, the CXY also, but like the BXY, mostly when the DXY gets stronger, the rest of the currencies gets weaker. But what we can see right now is not in this mood, and maybe, just maybe, the market is about to change in some ways, that they're gonna have more gap between the two. So even what I want to say, when the DXY is about to dominate, I think in the near future, we're gonna see some pairs to make also strength, like here, GXY in this case. Okay, I think that's also something very interesting for the future. What I can see, there is a huge gap between the two, relative big volume level right now, but it's going to the downside, so it's going to the upside actually, but it's not a clear thing. Definitely not a clear thing. Like as you see on the DXY, he was also a channel, but here it doesn't look like it wants to go back to the channel. Okay, it's just different case in this case. And on the monthly, we got a sell signal, we got the Rama cross, and here is also a tiny little volume level. So I would expect more a bearish scenario from the BXY. The SXY, this is also something else. As you see on monthly basis, you get we get the sell signal, tiny volume, and we can say it's close to the slow moving average. But on weekly, after mostly this CHF is stronger than the euro, but right now it seems that the euro is dominating the CHF, which is also very interesting in my opinion. Okay, we could see a strength from the CHF while the rest of the currencies did nothing in the market, and now is otherwise. And I like how the REMA is bouncing from that point, but we still have a buy signal, and we went under the zero line, but yeah, I think that's also interesting how the REMA is reacting on this move right there. On daily basis, no divergence. Here I thought there will be something, and there was a pullback for a day, but that was just it. Okay, after that, we see a structural divergence. Yes, we see a structural divergence. Interesting. And this is moving to the downside. But right here, you can see a possible divergence, but he don't have here the buy signal, so this low is not confirmed there. So I would say it's not a valid divergence right there. Okay. But this is under the zero line, the slow moving average, and this is moving to the downside to red scenarios. So I would definitely wait for the cross to the downside. Then we have the AXY, and the AXY something different because nothing really happened here. Like nothing happened. And monthly it's bearish, on weekly looks like this end of something, and there are a couple of divergences on the REMA. Here is also possible divergence forming, which is not formed yet, so it's not a clear thing. When it happening right there, it's just not tradable. Okay, so wait for an impulse or something like that to get a clear direction, and after that you can trade on the AXY. But I think right now in this condition, it's just not the way to trade on it. But definitely it's stronger than the ZXY in this case, because as you see on monthly basis, this is also heading to the downside, just started actually under the zero line, and everything's pointing to the downside. On the weekly, everything is pointing to the downside, and on daily, we got a buy signal, and there were two of the remaining indicators are still in red. So yeah, very interesting thing. Okay, and we are coming to the gold, and the gold is something different because as you see the daily basis after Friday, as you know, the USA attacked Syria, and yeah, by the end of the day, what we could see is another pull from the gold. I'm just curious how how the market will open. It will be a gap, like when Israel made the attacks. We could see here it's gonna be something similar or not. Oh, it was here, sorry. So this is what we could see because of the NFP, and this was the because of the war in the weekend. So crazy thing. This move is right now, I would say because of the war, but yeah, let's see what the price is doing actually. But something is here very clear. The previous point is just broke, and we have a highway actually to the upside, which is also the all-time high. Okay, and everything pointing to the upside. So you see everything is in green on daily basis. On weekly basis, everything is in green. So I would say, yeah, it's going up. But there is the but. Mm, This is something else because I'm gonna show you an example of something else on monthly basis. The price wanted to go down. It was war, it goes up, back again. But the volume is not moving. It's a very strong candle, but the volume is not moving. So this could be even a divergence, something like that. So even if we're gonna make an all-time high, I'm still saying that the bigger picture, like I said this before, this is a huge divergence forming, which we didn't saw before, not in this, not something like this. Okay, so there's something different, and I want to show you something on the US 30, and the US 30, what it did on 2008 when it was an, let's say, crash. Okay, was a divergence formed, structural divergence formed, the momentum created, and it fall down. So on the US 30, we could see months before it happened. Okay, we could see that month before it happened, and this is not a coincidence. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. I would wait for the gold because we see that there is something about to happen, something big about to happen. The question is just why and when. Okay, but I see where the price is moving right now, but I don't believe where the price is moving. Okay, so I think similar thing what we could see in the US 30, they just pump it, pump it, pump it until a point where they say, okay, it's enough. Then you're gonna see some divergences, and then boom, boom, a bigger movement. Okay, because as you see on let's say 6 months, there is also something forming on 6 months. Uh, Low volume, there is a huge structural divergence, but you don't see it here. But you see here is huge difference, and here is a huge difference. So even if we're gonna break the all-time high, I think we not gonna go any further of that. Okay, that's my perspective. All right, but right now, without any signs, it will be foolish to trade against the gold. Okay, wait for the scenario and keep in your head in the long-term run, because 2 months left. No, actually 1 month left from the year. Okay, we can say two. No, 2 months left. Okay. Then just a small lookout on the cryptos. As I posted, the ECP started something monthly very beautiful divergence on weekly. There was no divergence, but this is a smooth move. Okay, this was a smooth move. I send it to the group in at this point. No, just this point. Sorry, was 3.12. Broke the zero line, retested the zero line, and just went up. And the CRO, something similar. Okay. Here was another scenario on the CRO. Beautiful breakout and goes up. Here was a beautiful divergence as well in the structure, a structural divergence as well, coming closer to the zero line. And that's what I'm saying. When you see a structural divergence in this, like this, and the price is moving to the downside, but it just goes closer and closer to the zero line, there will be a structural change of the structure anytime soon. Okay, so keep your mind in that, and you can see on multiply altcoins actually that there is something about to happen. Okay, as you see, BTC, here was a beautiful divergence, and what I was talking about the monthly weeks before, that this is, I think this is about to break this divergence. This is not valid yet. Okay, this is not valid anymore anymore, and looks like this is rising, so I would definitely expect something bullish, but right now there is a chance for another divergence, of course, because after this move the volume didn't rise that much. But as you see on weekly basis, it is forming something, but the volume goes up. There is a huge gap between the two. So yeah, on daily we are above the zero line, so even if the price goes now to the downside, this will be corrective. It's not something like we are going from here to 16,000, in my opinion. Never know what is about to happen, of course, but as you see from the momentum, it's just not bearish at this point. Okay, and the buy is just opened with this candle, but there is still 2 days left, so keep an eye on that. Okay, one of my favorites, and XRP made a divergence, and right now we can see bullish scenario forming. Okay, we are still to the close. If we close like this, then we're gonna have a bullish scenario, and this is above the zero line. This is close to each other, and this may go to the upside. Okay, on daily basis, there is no divergence, just moving smoothly. Actually, we broke the zero line. I think there is a possible scenario to make one more down move, and after that to the upside, but it's definitely something. Okay, and the VTC, let's see the VTC on weekly basis. That's also a structural divergence, but there is a very low volume. We could see something impulsive from the VTC, but at the same moment it went back down. But as you see, it didn't go under the low, like it tried but went up again. So this still needs some time, and that is the importance of the zero line. Okay, daily nothing really big happens, but as you see candles like this, then you have to say to yourself, okay, what is wrong, what is about to happen, because every time you're gonna see so small candles, it's just making power for a bigger move. Okay, just making power. All right, this was the crypto scenario, and let's take a look at the economic calendar. We're gonna open up the Monday with some high impact euro news, a lot of them, so this could have an impact on the market. We're gonna continue with euro news, so the whole day euro news. Actually, at 15 we're gonna have also an high impact euro news, which is not something that we usually see on a Monday 3 o'clock, but it's about to happen. And like I said, interest rate from Japanese yen at 5. I'm gonna wake up for this. I'm very interested what the price is about to do. Even if I'm not trading, I'm just interested what the Bank of Japan is about to do. But yeah, if I see something, why not? Why not? Then you see a lot of euro news again, CPY from the euro again, a lot of them. So it is gonna have an impact on the market. After that, nothing really big at 14:30 actually, but a lot of medium news. This could have something in the market, some effect, smaller effect, but this could have something on the market. And after that, unemployment rate and unemployment change from the NCD. This could also definitely bring some liquidity in the market. Then Wednesday, the ADP, I think that's mostly the ADP. And after the ADP, ESM and S&P together and Jolt together. So that's not something that we see very often, that those two are on the same days, but yeah, why not? And after that, we're gonna have an interest rate decision, which is crazy, on Wednesday. So there will be a lot of liquidity in the market. Thursday, the CHF CPY, consumer confidence as well. A lot of high impact unemployment change, unemployment rate. Those are bigger news. And also Bank of England interest rate decision, which is also very interesting at 14 Thursday. Okay, and we're gonna continue with jobless claims and continue jobless claims, which is also making some impact on the market. And after that, Friday, last but not least, some euro news again, unemployment rate from the eurozone, which is something bigger. And then, of course, the NFP, the first Friday of the weekend. So there are gonna be a lot of liquidity in next week in the market. So I would say trade carefully, guys, and wise with the lot sizes, because when there is a high volume inside the market, you have to calculate it good, because it's gonna cost you at some point. Okay, thanks for your attention. We see each other next week. Have a great evening, guys.
Thank you. Bye.